All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Now, remember what is happening in the Nigerian media. Remember how the Zoo media have been propaganding and throwing about this news. This particular news of Simon Ekpa's arrest have been all over the media without them knowing the real information of what happened. This is the Biafran channel. This is the Intel TV news. This is where you get your raw information, raw data regarding what is happening in Southeast and beyond. Don't mind all these Zoom media. They are being paid. Tell me what is the business of Tunde Note, a Esther blog in the Biafra movement. Believe me, these media houses have been paid to make sure that they destroy the people's movement, to make sure that they destroy the liberation of Biafrans, because they know what is going to happen on 2nd of December. That is why the Nigerian state and the Nigerian government are fighting so hard to make sure that they destroy our convention come 2nd of December. They know how heavy this convention will be. And what they don't know is that the Nigerians in diaspora, that the Biafrans in diaspora, have already formed the government. So arresting Simon Ekpa or interrogating him is just a simple case. We have a prime minister, yes. We have a chief of staff. We have a minister of finance. So this is a whole government. This particular Biafra movement, if you don't know, the Biafrans in diaspora have ID cards. They have identity cards. They have means of communication. They are being stable. They have strategic plan to bring out this convention. But relax, so many things will happen. See, the Nigerian state will be put to shame very soon because Mazi Simon Ekpa have already been released. He has been released, but all these things are the strategy, because you can see what is happening now. The whole world now is looking at the Biafran Republic in exile. The whole world now is concentrating on Simon Ekpa. They have made him more popular. There is no place in the zoo you talk about Simon Ekpa and they will not come out to talk about him. Everybody in the zoo knows about Simon Ekpa. So this is the right time. What they did, what the Finnish government did, this is the right time. Because I know how powerful Simon Ekpa is. I know how powerful Simon Ekpa is in Finland. You can see him walking into the president's office and coming out. Every time. You can see him walking into the president's office and coming out. He visits the president almost every time. He fought for Finland. So do you think Nigerian government, they are waiting for him to be extradited from Finland to Nigeria? Woe to them. They have failed. If you are just joining us, you can check back our previous videos. Then you understand what we are talking about. Then you understand the authenticity of what we're talking about, the real data, the real information regarding the arrest of this man. It's not even an arrest, the interrogation of this man. Now, this powerful prophet has been a Biafran prophet. Believe me, this major prophet, he has been saying a lot about the movement. He has been revealing a lot about the movement. Now, listen to what he said. Listen to what this man of God is saying. Then you understand what we are talking about. Today is Sunday. So if you are a true Biafran, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on the notification button, and relax and listen to this man of God. Because they are speaking the truth now. The truth is gradually coming out. Now, listen.
From people. I am a man who gets information from above. When I put my ears, the Lord will take these ears and the Lord will watch the ears to hear his voice, because the voice of the Lord is like a thunder, and when it thundereth, as quiet and as gentle as dove, but it's a thundering voice. And the Bible says it thundereth and it goeth before the water, the sea parted into two, and the voice of the Lord goeth to the mountain melted like a wax, and the voice of the Lord thundereth and breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. So wherever you're watching the major prophet of God, you must know the major prophet of God cannot be in this prophetic grace of God that God has given to me and be in darkness. So I want to say God bless you all before I move on. There's an issue that is already flying on the social media here and there, and this issue is the issue of what's called the people of Biafra and their leader called Simon Ekpa right there in Finland. Somebody was saying, oh, this thing is like somebody saw it a week ago or so thereabout. I said, no. Major prophet of God has seen everything in the world by the grace of God, as God is giving me grace. And I want to let you know that what people are just hearing day before yesterday was something that has happened from the 31st of October to the 1st of November and 2nd of November and 3rd of November. These are the time that what people are just hearing has happened already. And now what people are busy running about, oh, they hear this news and that and that. Major prophet of God is a prophet who look at the spiritual holistically and look at everybody and everything. What's the contention? The contention all over the world is that peace must reign on the face of the earth. What is the contention? The contention is that the people must enjoy what belongs to them. What's the contention? The contention is that people are praying and asking for what's called good governance, and people want the best for their lives, and people want a brighter future for themselves. And this is why major prophet of God in the prophetic will continue to pray the prayer, let the will of God be done, and let the right thing be put in place, and let what needed to be done to make sure that the will of God and that which is the best, especially for the people of the country, is done. Major prophet of God is not a prophet that waits, oh yeah, I had a news yesterday. Any news that must come upon the face of the earth, major prophet of God is given the grace to know about it at least 1 year before the time, or a month before the time, or some weeks, fractions of a week before the time. Because what we are talking about is that in every dispensation, God is always having a man that has to be there between men and women and God to now mediate in the middle to bring message from God to the people. And someone was like, oh, major prophet of God, are you so also? I told you, I said, when America go into their election, major prophet of God has messages. Major prophet of God has everything to say about American election and all the accuracy of everything starting from 2020. When I told you, I said, God is not done with Donald Trump. And many people want to crucify the major prophet of God because, in this part of the world, people are looking for a man who they will say, oh, is it this man? Very simple, a man who is very common, a man who is, down to the earth and chose to suffer with the people and not to go and sit in the king's palace and eat king's meal. So people tend to now look that person anyhow. And I gave you that prophecy. The proceedings and the time entered 2021, and I told you all from wherever you're watching all over the world, I said I am seeing Donald Trump that is going to contest again to become American president again. This was 2020 and also 2021. Because in the prophetic, God has given what's called the master key to look at the spiritual realm. And the major prophet of God a few weeks ago that I told people, I said, people should not come out and begin to prophesy and say all kind of things which they don't know. What you don't know is bigger than you, and what you know is what you are bigger than. People should come to a point to know that the world, the earth has been given to man, that man should govern the earth. And as long as God has given you the grace to govern the earth, whatever you make of the earth is yours. Whatever you make of the earth is yours. But one thing that God is advising everybody, he said, let the will of God be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let the will of God be done on earth as it is in heaven. In other words, it means that everything that must happen on the earth should go in accordance with the will of God. The will of God is the ultimate. And so people begin to come with different kind of messages. I said, major prophet of God, time immemorial. I said, major prophet of God, time immemorial. Starting from 2013, major prophet of God has been giving accurate prophecy till date, till yesterday, till today. Still on the accurate prophecy, and this is not gainsaying. And what is the meaning of this? People begin to now, oh, major prophet of God, what is going on? Say, whatever you are seeing that is going on now, major prophet of God has seen it, and it has already taken place. This is something that happened end of October, stroke November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. This is when this issue happened. But to ordinary people and to human and to people, nobody is aware until yesterday, day before yesterday, because news must come to people before they can hear. But major prophet of God, I don't wait for news. I penetrate in the realm of the spirit and see the happenings of every day as God has given me the grace. And I met your prophet of God. I come in peace as a prophet of the Most High God. And as a prophet of the Most High God, I come with the grace of God to begin to pray. Let the peace of God reign. Let the will of God be done. Let the perfect plan of God be done for all these people all over the world. God is not a man that he should lie to anybody. The plan of God and the purpose of God is that the best is about to come. And when the best is about to come, everything will shake. Heaven and earth will be troubled. The sun will shine. The rain will fall. And there will be what's called weeping in the night. And joy will come in the morning. And that is why when everything happening and the Lord keep on telling Major Prophet God, people should continue to pray and continue to trust God. The country and everywhere, the peace of God must reign. And that which God has predestined for us, nothing that God has predestined that shall be cut away. Use money and buy a monkey, or use money and use a monkey and get money. It's the same language, but something in between is not proper. Use money and buy a monkey, or use monkey and get money. These are two things. This is one thing, but in two ways. And when it comes to one thing in two ways, it means that what's called in the realm of the spirit, that's what's called in the realm of the spirit, that's what's called octopus. When you see an octopus in the water, you will see an octopus will have a leg here, leg there, leg there, and leg there, and leg there, and leg there, and leg there. And somebody says, cut off the leg of the octopus. Cut off one leg of the octopus. Cut off the leg of the octopus. Just put it that way. Cut off the leg of the octopus. And you go, the one that is as far as eastward, you went there and you cut it. And the octopus disappears. And tomorrow you see octopus, you see the legs are still intact. You'll be asking yourself, what happened there? I think I cut off the leg of the octopus. The reason why you're asking such a question, because you don't know how many legs that the octopus has. Octopus does not have one leg. Octopus does not have two legs. Octopus don't have three legs. Neither is it four. But there are multiple legs depending on the species of the octopus. And because of the species of the octopus, you cannot be able to ascertain or dictate how many legs that the octopus has. And this is one of the reasons why in the sea, when you see an octopus flying in the sea or swimming in the sea, the way the octopus will turn in the water and the way the octopus will move in the water will be so amazing and so surprising to every diver that dives into the high sea. You see the octopus will come immediately and the octopus will do as if it's going this way, and before you know it, it will dwindle and anywhere the octopus wants to go, because it has the ability to make use of any of the legs to take any direction that the octopus wants to take. Major prophet of God is a prophet of the whole world. And by the grace of God, if I begin to go on what's called the wisdom of God, the wisdom of God is greater than the wisdom of man. Let the peace of God reign. Let the will of God be done. Let whatever God has for the universe, for his people, for his children, let it be. But Major Prophet of God getting his record straight. Whatever anybody is shouting today, oh, did that, it's not a thing of today. This is a thing of what's called October end and 1st, 2nd of November to 3rd. These are the things that has happened before now. But Major Prophet of God, see at the realm of the spirit and look at the terrains and begin to pray for peace of God all over the world, because we have a bigger project. And what's the project? The project is that the whole world should come to the knowledge of Christ. The whole world should recognize the gift of God upon the earth, the gift of God to humanity, what God has predestined for humanity. All of these things we are chasing. Let me tell you, the destiny of a lot of nations will be tied down until the day that the sun will arise. Many destinations and many destiny of a lot of people and a lot of nations and a lot of tribes will be tied down until the day the sun will arise. And when the sun rises, the stars will shine, and the glory will fill the face of the earth, and what a human being cannot understand will begin to happen. And I need to pray a special prayer. This prayer is not for anybody but the people of Africa. Africa, my prayer for you is that your rising sun will never be stopped, so that your star can shine all over the world, because Africa has been a place where the beginning and the happening of everything has started. When Jesus was upon the face of the earth, a day came and the enemy was looking for Jesus, and immediately the angels came and said, take Jesus to Africa, because Africa is a place of hide. A place of hide. I'll take him to Africa. And immediately Jesus was smuggled to Africa, and Jesus was right here in Africa. And Pharaoh passed away. Pharaoh and all, and Herod and the rest of them. Look at me calling Pharaoh. I'm talking about Herod and all his enemies passed away. And when the time came, Jesus was brought the news to come back, and Jesus come back to the land of Israel, to the land of Judah, and the gospel was preached, and souls, deliverance of humanity, and all the purpose of God for humanity was accomplished. So major prophet of God is still in the opinion of prayer. We must not give up in prayer, because the destiny of Africa is the major reason of all the things happening, the insurgents, all the things here and there, everything, all the trouble here and there is because of the destiny of Africa. Because if these things are amicably and quietly and justly, and everything is properly done, I have not seen anywhere on the face of the earth that will be like this part of Africa. I'm not saying anywhere that will be like this part of Africa. And so the enemy will not fold his hands and allow you, the Africa, to shine, or allow you, the country, to rise, or allow you, the country, this very country, Nigeria, or whatever, to now be who God said it should be. So you have to learn how to now come and stop make mistakes, because the text that makes somebody to quickly begin to wash what's called underwears in the marketplaces. Somebody goes to the marketplaces, all the in the marketplace, where everybody will say, oh, how dirty is your clothes? What's this, that? Nigeria should not make such mistake again. They should quickly, as quick as possible, to choose the part of what's called the path of peace and what is right, and let the light shine and let darkness disappear. Major prophet of God, I am a prophet that God has given grace, and we are able to look at the spiritual realm and see the future and see what is right there in the future. But we will not give up in prayers, because I know the destiny of so many countries in Africa, countries in Europe, countries in Asia, countries in Australia, countries in South and North America, and different countries that are contained in this very continents are waiting for the light to shine. And the light is here. The light is here. The light will shine, and darkness will not comprehend. And so, major prophet of God, I am not in the mood of panic. I am not troubled, because I know that whatever God has predestined is sure and sure and sure. And so you should join in prayers. Let the will of God be done. Let the light shine and let darkness disappear. Let what God has proposed for his children be accomplished. The enemies of this part of Africa that want to make sure that this Africa does not rise, that make sure that this part of the nation, this part of the world do not see the glory, that want to make sure that this part of the world did not rise and shine. We must pray that God should step in and show his mercy show his mercy, because it is only the mercy of God and the grace of God and the love of God and the favor of God is what will help us to rise above this very limitation. Because it shall come to pass that a time will come, all of these productions, example productions of this kind of phones. Look at these phones. Look at this phone. This is one of the phones given to me when I went to Ghana to preach. This is called Fold Z, Galaxy Z Fold 6. All these phones will be produced in this part of the world. When I begin to look at the people with the best brain, the best surgeons, the best this and the best that, they are all right here in this part of the world, Nigeria and all these zones. They are there. A young man manufactured a car right there in is it this other the middle notch or so, or a central notch or so, manufactured a car, and this very car is like this Korope, and this very Korope does not need anything fuel, does not need anything diesel, and it was shown online, and after that, that is the end. Another man right there in Abia State has produced electricities and things that can generate anything that you want without using any petrol or diesel. Another one has produced a flying object that flies like an aeroplane and goes to wherever it wants to go, and it will return back and deliver. What is the problem? What is holding the star from shining? Only one thing, and God will help the country. God will help every one of us, and God will help through prayers to let everything be gotten right. When everything is gotten right, anyhow it is that God has proposed it.
So what do you do in your free time?
Nothing. Hey man, sign up on Opay for me, please.
Who's your favorite movie star?
Taylor Swift. Please. Hey man, sign up on Opay for me now, please.
Why do you ask your friend to sign up for you on Opay all the time?
Because I can get
Let it be. The song is going to say, God will not put us to shame. God will not put us to shame. God will not disgrace his people. God has a plan. And the very plan of God is sure it will surely come. Be it a day, be it a week, whatever did not happen in a day, it will surely happen in a week. Whatever fails to happen in a week will surely come to pass in a month. If it fails to happen in a month, it will definitely happen in a year. When it fails to happen in a year, it will surely come to pass in a decade. When it fails a decade, surely a century will not pass. It will come to pass. And if a century passes and it did not happen, a millennium will not pass if Christ tarries. That will happen either in 1 millennium, in 2 millennium, in 3 millennium, in 4 millennium, in 5 millennium, as the Lord wishes it will be. When God was planning what's called the salvation of man, it was given that woman is going to bring a son that is going to bruise the head of the dragon. And this promise was given in the book of Genesis. And the world was also still in turmoil. Everything was not working well. There were a lot of issues and so many things happening on the face of the earth. And even got to a point that God had repented of creating man, because giants, sons of God, angels were coming from above to come and marry the daughters of men. And because of this, God used the flood to clear the edge. But that does not stop the prophecy that the seed of the woman is going to give birth to one that will bruise the head of the serpent. And when that happened, it was only Noah and his sons and the family that were saved. And after the seven, and what's called the salvation of Noah, Noah and his family replenished the earth. The earth was replenished. And the time came, everywhere was also still not and void. And God made a covenant with a man called Abraham. And Abraham was the one that God used to reestablish his covenant for man. And the time came that when the time came that Abraham, because of what the covenant he has entered with God, and God promised, he said, you are going to bring forth a seed, and that seed is going to be the seed that will bring the salvation that the earth is waiting for. And the day came, a child was born from one to another, Isaac to Jacob, Jacob to Israel, and all the Israelites. And from there proceeded to the seed of David. And from the seed of David cometh the fourth, the son, which is called Jesus Christ, the son of David. And Jesus came and took away the sins of the world and paid the price completely. And with all of these things happen on the face of the earth, here and there, trouble in the east, trouble in the west, trouble in the north, trouble in America, trouble in Canada, trouble in Asia, trouble in social place, trouble in social place, here and here, Ukraine, Russia, all these places of the world and all these troubles of the world. When shall man get it right? Let man come back to his maker. Men should come back to their maker and give their life to Christ and allow Jesus to rule. Allow Jesus to rule and lead and direct humanity. Direct humanity. Major prophet of God will not keep mute, but major prophet of God will only come out to prophesy. As I look at the spiritual world and preach the gospel, the way the Lord is taking the major prophet of God to prophesy. Because whatever people are talking about or people are seeing today, major prophet have known about everything. Months ago, weeks ago, years ago, time immemorial, because of the Holy Spirit that is at work. All over the world, the Spirit is moving. All over the world, as the prophecy should be. All over the world, there's a mighty revelation to the glory of the Lord. As the water comes and the sea. All over the world, the Spirit is moving. All over the world, as the prophecies will be. All over the world, there's a mighty revelation to the glory of the Lord. As the water comes and the sea. All over the world, the Spirit is moving. All over the world, as the prophecies should be. All over the world, there's a mighty revelation to the glory of the Lord. As the water comes and the sea. Imamaya, 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 December, and I have said it to all of you, this year we should thank God the way we have never thanked him before, for everything has worked in our favor to our own good. Everything worked in our favor for our own good. Heaven has opened already, and God has given us the rain. Heaven has opened already, and God has shown us mercy. Heaven has opened already. We are already in almost the last quarter of the year. We have entered the month of November and have only but 1 month to cross over to 2025. Many things happen throughout the year and everything and all of that. But God has proven his faithfulness. So I have said it this year, people that want to give us cow, you are free to give us the cow, whether in money or anyhow the Lord is moving you. But the constraints of going about to go and buy cows, you can send us the cow in cash, in money. So we're going to thank the Lord. Or it is good, you want to thank God this year, or you want to give God whatever you want to give to God this year. I have said it, and I have said everybody should thank God specially this year. You don't know what God has done. You don't know the door that has opened. You don't know the connection God has brought. You don't know the lifting that God has brought to his people. You don't know the protection that God has given you. You don't know the peace of God that has reigned. So let the name of God Almighty be praised and be glorified. So get ready to thank God in a special way with us this year. And don't forget, your major prophet of God is not sleeping. I only sleep in the hand of God, wake up in the hand of God. A major prophet of God is in the prophetic full time. When I say prophetic full time, I'm talking about ability to stand in the realms of the spirit and see beyond the human comprehension. It's not by power, it's not by might, it is by the Spirit of God. If you like, believe in God. If you like, don't believe in God. But I want to assure you that this God does not disappoint those who trust in him. So join us as we thank God this year in a special way. You want to say, okay, I want to give the people a cow, a big one. It's going to cost $1,000. Give it to us. It's going to cost $500. Give it to us. You want to cost $3,000, $5,000, whatever it's going to cost, give it to us. Let us thank the Lord together with you. Let us celebrate in the house of God. Account number of the church is always available for you to join us. Let us thank God together. Because I know that when we thank God for what he has done, God will do more. If from 2013, when I say 2013 till today, God has not disappointed, God has not failed, God has not lied to his servant, the major prophet of God. And that is why I thank the Lord. I'm not a prophet who come and give prophecy. Oh, you hear news, you rush. Hey, major prophet sees it months before it will begin to happen. Can tell you the very day, can tell you everything. And if it is the one to declare, major prophet will declare. The one not to declare, major prophet will not declare. So we continue in prophecy. We continue in thanking God. So I'm using this medium to invite every one of you to be part of the Thanksgiving. Wherever you are, anywhere in the world, the account number of the church is there to give us your support for the Thanksgiving. You want to give us a cow, where in fact it is not too big to say, oh, I'm using equivalent of cow to thank God this year. You know, in the Bible, the people there, like Solomon and the rest of them, Solomon gave 10,000 cattle unto God. They should slaughter and eat. So this time around, the people are going to also do more than Solomon by bringing whatever you are using for Thanksgiving. I don't want that day of Thanksgiving. Somebody is now bringing orange. If you bring orange here, I will turn it to football. But it is what you have, you will give unto the Lord. Our God is not after what you are bringing, but it is good to bring something good. If God is not after it, major prophet, I am after what you are